I don't know. This shit working, man? What's up, man? What's going on, you guys? So, haven't spoken to y'all in a minute. This is just me giving y'all some game. Just some shit that's been on my mind, bro. It's been near and it's been racking and racking and racking. And I mean, lo and behold, man, tax money gone, credit card debt paid. Let's talk about ownership. Now that I'm back to being a slave to the U.S. economy, part one. Wow, that should cut deep to a lot of y'all. I mean, I'm just like you, and the fact like you see the world happening in front of you, you want to take part in it, but then you got bills and you got responsibilities, and you gotta make sure there's food on other people's plates, and you start to say to yourself, like, oh wow, damn, like I can't make it to this show and I can't make it to that show, and you're in the house most of the time, and you like, damn, I gotta make sure food on other people's plates, and it was crazy to me. So I was juggling a lot of debt. I'm be honest, I was juggling a lot of debt. To me, it was a lot because it should have been nothing. I should have more of stuff in place, but I obviously didn't, and I was just blowing money fast. Honestly, I was blowing money fast. Now, I still can't say I'm not happy, but now the race is on. So recently, they had that that what is it, H&R Block or whatever it is, tax return before February 28th or before the end of February. All right, they had that going on. I was like, you know what? I'm not going. I'm not going to sweat it. I'm just like, all right, boom, let's send it out, because I really don't need to file my I didn't feel the need to file my taxes early because I just really didn't care. Like, I had enough money to stay above water, and that little extra money really wasn't for me. But there was a time, bro. There was a couple months ago where your boy was like, yo, listen, I just pray, you know, I pray, I might get a job or something like that. I was like, all right, cool, boom. Now, and the reason I left New York was because I was working for a company, and at a certain point you start to see that there's no future in this company for you. So you know what? Let's part ways, and I'd rather part ways on a nice note rather than fuck you, and I hate you and that. Because if at any point, I am ever at the point of begging, like honestly just out begging for work, this will be a place that you can go and beg for it, because you don't treat certain workers correct, and after a period of time you start to see like, well, I wasn't sucking dick, I wasn't doing this, I was doing my job, and I'm still not getting paid enough, and I need to climb up the ladder. But hey, there's so many people at the top now, and then the people at the top are fucking up, and you rather not say nothing to these people, and it was just like that. So I left that economy, went back home, um chill for about what, 7 months, almost 7 close to 8 months, like 6 7, yeah, 6 7 months, right? So I was back in Barbados. I was chilling, bro. I came back down here and I was like, oh my gosh, like, damn, I spent like, if I'm being honest with you, I spent about 4 grand going to Barbados, all right, and staying for that long. That's all due to the flight, and just booking and coming back included too. So that's about 4 grand for my stay, and for my travel and everything. About 4 grand in Barbados for about 6 months. Like, I ain't really had to pay for a house. I paid the electric bill, I paid the water bill, and that was basically it. I ain't had to worry about shit. So let's get that. But then I come and I check my what do you call it, your W-2. I look at my W-2 and I'm like, oh my gosh, like wow, like damn, I didn't know I made this much within half of a year. And I had to sit there and I had to think like, wow, I made about what, 20 grand in half a year. And I'm like, wow. So I was like, I'm working a $40,000 job, and I saw no way out of that company. So I had to say to myself, you know what? Let me just get away from this. Let me go start my own business. Let me look to, um, let me look to, start my own, YouTube business, get people to come out and, check me out and do all that shit. Trust me, that shit did not work, bro. Like, I would put out feelers and I'm like, all right, boom, boom. Nobody came, nobody showed up. It was just me. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, cool. All right. So I just did the day-to-day walks and all that stuff back. This was back while I was in Barbados. And I was living off of the like $2,000 US. $2,000 I lived off of in Barbados for about 6 months. Sorry to say, but the fees and all of that, it was just due to me eating. My diet, which changed. I got small. Now I'm back gaining weight. And it's like, yeah, back there you don't get the type of food to eat that's bad for you. Like, the food is good and you start to lose weight, I guess, because of the sun being so hot and just the fact, like, like just the earth, it's just hot and warm, tropical back there. Like, you get hot, and me as a person from the country itself, I tend to get, somewhat, my skin starts to get lighter while I'm down here in New York. And when I'm back there, my skin is all black. I'm tar baby. That's what I call myself. Don't worry about it. But I started to see like a change. All right, now I'm bringing you guys back a couple steps, a couple months ago. All right, so I'm living. It's good, boom, boom. But my relationship with some of the people back there, especially where I was staying, my own house, like I would see, I felt kind of, being watched. I felt being watched, so I was like, wow, like, damn, you really got to have your own when you come back to Barbados. Like, I had no problems, and this is just me, me speaking from my own experience. I can't say, I've had problems with anybody back there, but you walk through the neighborhood and you start to see like, damn, like, that's my cousin right there. He a little crazy, like it's wow. You start to realize like, yo, these are people I grew up with. So it's just watching them get older is different. All right. So with all of that said and done, I took 6 months off, 7 months off. I went to Barbados. I relaxed. I shot a couple of videos. I made a couple of videos for Barbados Born Post. I went to Carnival. I saw some girls. I met some people, got some numbers, and we supposed to do our thing. But there was just a couple people that stood out to me while I was back there that really taught me, like, Jay, you got to get up on your hustle. You got to stop playing around. You got to if you trying to do your thing, be with you, what you brought in. That's what they want to know. What did I bring in? That is what they're curious about. And all I thought to myself, like, wow, like, all right, so you want to cop something, like you want to, you want to get something brought in. And that just sparked an idea in me. And it was like, wow, all right, so what is it, something that I don't like to know I have to pay for? Like, what is it that I can get for free? And I had to think about it. And a lot of ideas came up. Boom, boom. Lo and behold, ideas just like that. Boom. It just popped. Boom, right? And I'm being honest with you. That, like, I see such a honorable hustle in Barbados right now, and I'm gonna go after it. And I just want to let you guys know this, right? Now, back to the tax money. The tax money came. Listen to me. It was like a hand ownership. Like, if I'm being honest with you, it was like, yo, I was just holding these people money until they went today accounts. Like, that's honestly how it felt. Like, I didn't have the money to spend. I didn't I didn't. The money didn't stay on my account 12 hours good. Like I was just like a station where it came, it stopped, and boom, poof, you went to pay my debt. And I gotta say, like today, I can clearly say to you guys, listen, I paid off like what $25,000, man. I paid about $25,000, and I was like, yo, all right, cool, boom. So I can't listen. I can't really fuck around with y'all now. I'm back working. I'm back working a job, bro. I'm back working a job. I'm utterly and completely, broke. Like I ain't got shit. I am broke. I'm finally, I'm not gonna say I'm flat broke because I do own some stocks. I do own some shit. So money has fluctuated somewhat. So we still holding. We still got our money game up. But on a more like personal level, your boy is broke. Your boy is broke, and there's nothing he can do for you. So for all all the baby mothers and everybody that's like, yo, listen, my bill's going up. Like, you gonna pay this bill for me? Like, nah, I'm sorry, sis. Look, I can't help you out, sis. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about ownership now, man. So my time, I spent my time back in Barbados, and it was good. It was good. Somewhat going to the parties and seeing people. It was really good. But if I'm gonna be honest with you, it was very costly. It was very costly. So I said to myself, next time I travel or I do, wish to go someplace, I would like to either rent out a house. I rather rent out my own place in Barbados, right? And I was like, all right, that sounds better. Me just paying somebody to stay at their place, boom, and not having to worry about, family waking up and walking through the house, and like it to me it was just crazy, But I see for myself why every man has his own house. Therefore, I'm actually setting roots in Barbados to attain my own house. And listen to me, I don't care how I stay in Barbados like I would care anywhere else in the world. I don't care, bro. I'm to that point where I don't care. I have lived in a wall house and another man's house, and I'm telling you, it does not, listen to me, it does not change where I stay. All right? As long as I have my own place. I'm not worrying about nobody else. I don't care about anything. And I had to sit there, and I'm listening to you. Now listen to me. My bad. Listen to me. When I say to you that you start to become humble and you start to respect people, you start to like, wow, this is what this person does for a living. Like, this person don't do anything else. This person does what they do for a living. And then you got other people who are kids and who are just trying to learn. And you start to see how life is on this planet. You say to yourself like, wow, damn, I am part of the best economy ever. I'm being honest with you. So your boy took it upon himself to say, you know what, let me go up Oystens, and probably try to bag a short or something like that. But them girls at the bars and shit, listen, they don't play. Listen, as soon as you get that number, if you ain't got money and you're breaking money to these hoes, these women is gone, bro. Don't even chase. Don't even waste your time. It's just a lot of things Barbara has taught me. Like, boom, where you can go to get a good, you know what I mean, couple blocks over, go down in the van stand, the back road. Like, we know where our dollar is made. All right, so we not worried about anything. But moving forward, let me get back to a topic, because the topic at hand is the U.S. economy and being a slave. Now I go and I work for these people for about 8 hours a day. My schedule time is 8 hours a day. Sometimes you get lucky and you might catch an hour or two here and there, and then you're like, all right, wow, I'm good, and you're just praying to God, you can come to work and you get to work and be as go as well smooth as possible. You don't have to worry about shit. Like, there's always somebody else above you that shows up just in the nick of time to save the day. But we move in from, being like nickel and dime to actually having some way of providing for ourselves. Because if you ever get a job where you see more on your paycheck than you see on your taxes, you start to enjoy life. And I'm being is just fully honest with you guys. Like, I love my job. I love going to work. I love what I do. I enjoy doing what I do. I like this shit. All right. Now, mind you, I paid my credit card off, bro. Like $6,000 I paid off already, bro. I felt so good about that, So when I'm capable of making it, finding a job really that I can pay like at least like a grand or two every 2 weeks. I'm like, wow, this shit feels good, bro. I'm not chasing nobody's daughter. Well, I am paying some cock tax. I ain't worried about that. Me and her got a better rapport than anything. So I ain't really worried about that. But, like, that's it. I got my phone bill. I paid my rent. I paid my phone bill. Yeah, that's it. I don't have no bills like that. I haven't been able to carry a bill like that. I sold my car. Yes, I got rid of the car. I used to drive a BMW, the 5 Series, the 3 Series, 2006 and the 2008. And I was like, what? No, 2007? Yeah, 2006 and 2008. Nah, 2005. 2005 was a 2005. The shit was a 2005 BMW. And I was like, okay, great. That's, boom. I'm driving this shit. I mind you, I'm going to Atlantic. And I'm like, yo, I'm driving this shit. And boom. The fucking transmission. The transmission fucked up. I was like, oh my gosh. Wow, I cannot deal with this car. Like, the car was shut down while I'm driving. I was like, oh shit. That was a scary time of my life. And then your boy got the 3 Series. Oh man, woo. The 3 Series was beautiful, bro. I mean, the interior was fucked up, but still. Now, the interior was cool. But BMW, they make some great 3 Series interiors. I ain't gonna mind you. But my 3 Series, like, the AC, I had no AC. So if you get in cars after, like, when you're work or any time of the day, right, you're sticky, like, I'm telling you, the U.S. economy has, given me the feeling of BMWs and Mercedes and Audis, and I felt good. I felt so good driving these cars, bro. It's not even funny, bro. Just to drive a car sometimes is like, all right, cool, boom. I feel like, damn, I'm grown now, So, hey, I got to do what grown people do. Grown people do what they pay their fucking bills. Listen to me. You don't sit there and say, you know what, I got you next week. Nah, I got you now, bro. You don't say that shit. I'm being honest with you. You do not say that shit, because you keep saying that shit, then a nigga's gonna be like, nah, bro, we want our money now. And they're gonna keep adding on fines and talking about, yo, bro, run me my money, and start hitting you up. Like, yo, bro, I'm being honest with you. Because that's how I felt when Capital One was on my ass, bro. They was on my ass, bro. I'm seeing all this mail coming. I'm like, bro, I canceled emails. Like, I canceled regular mail. Why you guys sending me mail? So, like, I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck wrong with y'all? So they want their money. I had to pay them first, So I'm telling you, it's like a funnel. As soon as it touches my hand, whoosh, it goes in their hand. Now my bills are paid off. Everything I got now, it belongs to me. I don't have to worry about shit, bro. I have about 2 months of my rent. Well, no, 3 months of my rent. So I'm like, all right, cool, boom. That's good. If any point, I should lose a job, I'm like, all right, cool, look, this is money here for the rent. Boom. That's paid off. And then after that, it's just cock tax. I'm like, yo, listen, boom. They could cut the phone off for a month or two. They could cut it off. Let them cut it off, bro. I am good. Month or two, I can chill. I had to actually put my priorities, you know, and deal with my priorities. Listen, my kid's birthday's in a couple of weeks. I'm like, yo, bro, they gonna want something. And I'm like, all right, cool, boom. And now her mom's like, yo, listen, well, hey, I'm gonna want some too. I'm like, oh boy. So that's other than that, no, I'm not stressed by anything. I'm just working to get some money and put it aside. And every week I found myself being able to put some money aside. I've worked it off to worked it out to where I have found it. If I work about 6 months, I'm going to have just as much money I had within, that took me honestly like 3 years or 4 years to save. If I work 6 months, I've done that. There's certain things that you do, and I see like, all right, cool, boom. So it took me like 3 years to get that much, and then within 6 months I can see a way now. I was like, wow. And then your boy said, you know what? Let me go in the park for a walk today. All right, cool. I went in the park, and I'm turning. I turned on what do you call it? The Richest Man in Babylon. I was listening to that. You know what I mean? Especially the last part where the young kid had came into the old man's cart. He got dropped home by his pops, his grandfather's friend. All right, I listened to that. You know what I mean? And if you want to listen to it, the link is in the description. Check it out. Richest Man of Babylon is here on YouTube. Listen to that. You want some game? If you're 15, 16, 17, no matter how old you are, you want some game, you listen to that. If you are not in the United States, listen to that. If you are in the United States, listen to that. If you are anybody, listen to that. You could be from around France, Italy, Paris, Africa, anywhere, Kenya. A lot of you guys check me out. So if you're from anywhere, listen to that. It's free. This is game that's free. Everybody wants some, right? This is what you need. This ain't what you want. This is what you need. So don't play yourself. Listen to that. That gave me so much light because I didn't have to go, I didn't have to go pay anybody back. I didn't borrow no money from anybody personally. I don't do that. If it's me, I'm the investor. I'm the nigga that's like, yo, look here, hold up. Let's see if this work out. I'm that nigga, bro. I'm not gonna sit there and study like, yo, well, hey, I want this and I want that. No, I saw like, yo, bro, listen, it's not me. If you need to finance something, I'm there for you. I got you. But you can't give back what you owe me, nigga. You gotta get some money. You gotta get some money on that. That's taxes. There's little taxes I'm gonna take. I'm just playing, man. But that's something I had to really think about. Like, like I'm getting money now and I'm not using it. So why can't I lend it to you if you want to do something to make some money? Let's see if that comes apart, because my homeboy was reaching out to me. I was like, yo, bro, you've been a friend for years. Boom. I somewhat trust you, like you've always been, the person, the thing. I just want my money out. I just want my money back, my money back with a little interest on it. I'm not trying to be bad. I know you don't want to go to a bank. You can't go to a bank because this is an off the work hustle. Like, this is something that, you shouldn't even be doing at all. So if you go down, I go down. So I got to protect you just as much as you protect me, So, hey, that's one of the things I'm thinking right now, But hey, let's move on. The U.S. economy, right? It has taught me, listen, you go to these people's job and you try to get as much money as you can out of these people, bro. You see a lot of people sleeping at work, and you start to understand, like, why is this person sleeping? Like, you start to say to yourself, like, yo, why the fuck is he sleeping? But then you start to say, oh wow, It's because he's in that stage of life where he's getting a little older, and his body is, what I mean, he sleeps at night. He usually sleep at night. When he's off, he go to sleep at night, just like everybody else. So you start to understand, like, wow, boom. I'm being honest. I passed the Apple store a couple weeks ago. I saw homeboy sleeping like a baby, and I'm like, yo, wow, thanks, man. Like, it's not that, but it's like you need somebody there to watch the store, and I'm like, wow. I understand, because I work, bro. I work, and that is hard work they're doing, bro. So if you fall asleep for like 15, 20 minutes, you shouldn't be fired, bro. It's people, you need people that you can trust with these kind of businesses, bro. So this is just basic. It just taught me, like, listen, if you're gonna do this, you gotta put your P's and Q's together. Know who you're dealing with. Don't sit there and just suggest, like, yo, I take this. I'm talking to myself, just so you guys know, right? So just understand that. Because I got people who want to make money, people who want to do things, but I'm like, bro, it costs money to make money, and you give me the money, but then I had to look at myself and say, you know what? I can front you that 20, I can front you that 30. If that's what you need, I got you it. That shit I had to say to myself, bro. But I see that living in the U.S. is way better than living outside the U.S., bro. You are protected. You are not cared for, but you are a tool. You're a business. You're a tool in the fact that, you make money. You got the opportunity to make money. A lot of people think about, family, and they get all mad because they're staying with family and they have people around them. They get mad for some reason I don't know. I feel like they think that you're going to take the house from them. You're going to say, you know what, boom. I really couldn't care less, if you're there or you're not there. But I don't like watching over people. I don't like that, because why am I going to watch over you if you know what you're doing? If you're a business or you're doing something, you must know what you're doing. You're employed by these people. These people actually trust you. So even if you do it, fuck up, you can always come back. Don't worry about that. So I'm a little off, but it's all gonna make sense. Yeah. So I say that because I had a problem back in Barbados that really bothered me, pertaining to the fact of, like, all right, so how you gonna make this work? I say that because my aunt has a machine in Barbados. I mean, you think about it. You have a machine in Barbados, right? And they offer repair services for, the machine. They still have the services, and they want you to pay out of pocket. Now, for every visit, they're charging you and not fixing the machine. I must say this. So I'm like, all right, at this point, it's not worth it, because you're only supposed to pay what they want, and every time they didn't service it correctly, and they're missing this part and they're missing that part, and you're paying for them every time they come through. So you figured out, like, wow, damn, after like the second visit, now we paid them as much now as we could have bought a machine for. So it was like, wow, just shit like that. This taught me, like, yo, listen, I am a part of one of the best economies ever. If I pay for something, it's gonna get fixed. It's gonna get fixed. And it's just shit like that you start to think about. So with all of this said and done, yeah, this U.S. economy, it's not for me anymore. I start to see, like, they're wearing the clothes which, we used to wear back in 2000, and nobody cares. And it's like, bro, it's just clothes, bro. At the end of the day, it's just clothes. Nobody really cares about much of anything. So what am I going to do? I'm going to, get as much money saved up, start a few businesses, because I can. And I'm talking about, it's like a evergreen business where, I know it's not gonna be much I'm gonna make personally from it, but at least it will be enough to keep me above water. I'll be honest with you. It's not going enough to think, but I'm gonna be above water. All right, because now I paid my credit card off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best day in the world. But now it's like I'm starting from scratch because the things which I once used to care for, the things which I once used to chase, like a new phone, a new computer, yeah, a new computer, and the newest this and the newest that. It really doesn't pay off, bro. All that shit really doesn't pay off. I had to sit there and think because I have an iPhone, from 2020, bro, 6 years ago, and the phone, it still works. Like, I don't know. I tried to say, you know what? Let me just take it and take it without the case, because I lost the case when I was on my way back, and Barbados started cracking. I didn't really have time for that shit, but I threw that away, and I just took the phone out like that. Boom. And I wanted it to, honestly, I'm being honest with you, I wanted the screen to crack or something like that for me to have a reason to to actually cop a new phone. But God forbid, nothing happened to it. The phone was still there, and the only thing that's wrong with the phone is like the camera. You'll see sometimes in the images which I post, like the camera is like it's shoddy, like it'll zoom in and zoom out, but that's the issue with the camera. But now I know, like, the battery needs to be replaced, and that's gonna be like $89 for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. All right, like I'm not trying to get a new phone. I'm not trying to get new nothing right now. I'm like, there's a time where you start to see like, yo, well, oil prices going up, and when the oil prices going up, bro, listen, everything is going to go up. They're going to try to raise the price on everything. So you got to cut back. You got to find a way to maintain through this hard time. And listen to me, if you're young, if you hear this message and you're young, you're still young, trust me, you have so much of a better chance than most of us do. All right. If you have like 20 years, if you were like 20 years younger, like you 19, you just hit 18, you trying to get it, you got a better time than us old folk over here. All right. When you get a job, you sit there and people gonna try to play you and try to use you, and you just figure out like, yo, are you real? What's going on? Like, what's up? But you gotta say to yourself, listen, on a Thursday morning, I don't know where you at in the United States, but on a Thursday morning, bro, you get paid, bro. You get paid, and you wake up and you're like, oh man, damn, that feels good. Like, it feels good now. You know why? Because I had to work for it, bro. I had to suffer through every little ache and pain, and just to like, yo, get this shit done, bro. You know what I mean? And it's not even nothing that's hard anymore. I'm not doing what I used to do, and I'm telling you, it's relaxing somewhat. And now, like, people just out of the blue, people tend to make this shit hard for some reason. I don't know, But I remind you, every Thursday morning you wake up with a smile, bro. You're not getting screwed anymore, man. So right now you just gotta think, all right, well, I just pay these people off. What am I gonna do now? Where am I gonna get my next dollar from? How am I gonna get out this life? Well, the U.S. life. I'm not buying cat. I'm not paying for no this, no that. I'm just trying to get a dollar and keep it and make that dollar work for me. Where do you go? Where do you start with this shit? Therefore, like, I mean, I had to talk about it. I had to sit down and say to myself, like, yo, like, where am I gonna go for this dollar to, make it work for me? I can't do it here because in the U.S., everybody's scamming now, bro. Everybody's scamming. Everybody about that hustle. They scamming. They doing the bullshit. You try to sell a pair of shoes. He keep the shoes on eBay giving you hell and problems. Every shit I've been through. God forbid. But where, what's the economy, an evergreen economy to put my money in now to, say, you know what? I know this is gonna work, and I'm just tired. I'm tired of going to these people's job. I'm tired of, these people all together sometimes. But I got to. I got to do this, man. I got to. And I mean, after this weekend, I promise you, like, that Capital One payment just hit on Thursday, and I feel good. I feel real good about it, man. Feel good about it, and I'm like, yeah, well, now I'm back on my feet. But it's crazy, man. Look, I'm back to being a slave, and I gotta come up with. Listen, I gotta come up with so much scams right now. Not scams, but like, I gotta come up with plans of, like, all right, so how do I get my next dollar? How am I gonna eat? How am I, boom. But I'm not actually focused on, how I'm gonna sell it. I just know I'm just looking for ways of selling it. Not ways of selling it, because I know what I have, it will sell itself. But like, what do people want? What do people need? People from the Caribbean, people around, around the earth. Because I sat here and I'm like, yo, video is cool, but sometimes YouTube ain't fucking me like that. So you know what? I gotta get my money back up. I gotta, make some money. So I said, you know what? Let me get my shit together. Let me pay my bills off. I know I've made an account personally. Listen to me. I've made a personal account for I say it for basically for paying my my kid's mother. I have an account specifically for paying them. So every week, every month, my money shoots there, and boom, 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 and I'm not worried about a thing. Like, not worried about a thing. So now I'm actually somewhat, my like I said again, my neck is above water now. I'm not drowning. I don't have the huge credit card debt on my back. That little tax money, it hit that what, 12,000. It was, boy, that took down a few lights. Trust me, that paid a few bills, and now I feel like I'm more on my feet than anything. I don't know. I'm not buying no new car. I'm not I'm not buying nothing new. This shit comes and goes. Only thing I need is probably a new MacBook, because my shit is broken. My other shit is broken. But I see where Apple has taken the recording quality, and the editing is okay, but I don't really edit no more. I just record. I love these MacBooks, bro. I love these MacBook. What is it? MacBook Air. I love these things, bro. I can actually talk and just be myself. And I'm going to, listen to me, by all means. If you hear me now, I want you to remember this, because when you see this shit happen, you're like, oh wow, nigga, like, wow, I can't believe you did it. But I'm like, yeah, this is actually my goal. I'm put it out there so y'all know what I'm trying to do with this channel now. All right. Now, KitchenAid is having a sale, and I'm like, wow, should I really buy from KitchenAid? But like, why should I buy this, from KitchenAid? But I only got a reasonable amount of time to buy from KitchenAid, because that's all gonna help, not only with my household, but add to the channel some more. Well, whether you know it or not, your boy likes to whip it up sometimes. Whether I'm making pizza, whether I'm baking a cake, whether I'm doing stuff like that. It's just things you do naturally. Like, I bake some, I ain't gonna say that, I bake some pound cake. I bake some, what do you call it, brownies. Bruh, listen, I like the oven, bro. I like, the oven. And I figured, you know what? Let me build a house. Let me build my own house, and just, make a channel around that. Make a channel around that, because, what else is there to do? And that's going to be like a house for me cooking and living. So I'm not really looking for a big house. I'm looking for something small. And that then comes into play, like, who can I, and how much would it be? And, like, wow. So this is what I did. I took myself back home for a while, like I said before, and I said to myself, listen, how much now how much would it be to build a house? How much, man? Like he said, with this wood, that wood, boom. My boy, my boy, hold on. My boy gave me an estimate. He said about 15,000. I was like, oh wow, oof. Now mind you, it's not 15,000. All right. I'm saying 15,000, but he said about 30,000 for a house. I was like, oh wow, damn. That's like, ooh, that's a little bit out of my budget. At that time I had about 14 stacks, and I was like, oh wow. Damn, that's fucked up. Like, damn, I got bills like this, like that, and I'm just here by myself, and I'm like, all right, boom. I can't. No, I can't. I couldn't. But that was a lifeline for me right there. That was a way for me to open my mind and say to myself, like, wow. All right, so I got about 14. He said I need 15. But then for the carpenters and shit like that, it might be a little. I have to throw them like a little extra 3 or something like that. Mind you, this is a 2-bedroom house. Like I'm asking him to build, or he gave me the floor plans for, and all I had to do was probably try to get try to get some land, like find a spot or something like that, and that brought me some heartaches and some pain. And I asked a couple people, back home, I'm like, yo, like, who's on thing? How much would this person want for the land? Boom, boom. So I'm trying to work out deals. I'm like walking around, I'm like, oh wow. All right, so he want that much, and to build a house is gonna be this much. And I put all those numbers together, and I had about not even half of it. I didn't even have half of it. I still don't have half of it yet, because we just made our necks above. We just poked our neck out of the water, out of the earth. We just came up. So we ain't got nothing to our names. We ain't got shit now. And I'm being honest with you, shit to my name, it means something. And I'm not the smartest tool in the box, but if there's anything I'm good at, it's like just spotting opportunity when opportunity strikes. Now, I'm a person that I like to shoot videos. I like to offer my services to people. Sometimes it's for free. Other times it's just for like because you're you, or I think I see some kind of flourishing business in what you're talking about, what you mean. All right. And I will talk you up. I'm like, yo, listen, I see some shit, in what you're doing, boom, boom. How would you like me to, shoot a video with you, or shoot a video for you, or, just, show people off, show what you got, what you're working with, shit like that. I was that kind of person, like, but I don't think they believed in me, bro. I truly don't think they believed in me. So we didn't find anybody while I was back there. So I said to myself, now I can't get the videos off the ground, and the land prices is too high somewhat, and I have this little bit of money saved up. I was like, wow, all right. How am I going to make this shit work? How am I going to get this money up? Now, mind you, all that time, the credit card was hitting every month. These niggas got on like $100 and something. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. Damn, my nigga, like, come on, man. You can't let me live? Now, I know if I would have paid it all then and there, I would only have about $16,000 to my name. So what I do, I let that credit card build up. he got a little too big for me, and I was like, all right, look, it's about time for me to, you know, um, bring my ass back, start to, say, well, I gotta pit Peter before Paul this time, and I felt not ashamed, but I felt like, damn, like I'm tapping out. But lo and behold, I came back, man. Trust me. I mind you, I think I've said this before. Your boy got the job, the interview on what is it? They hit me up on a Tuesday. Nah, they hit me up on a Monday. I got the call back on a Monday. We want to see you on Wednesday. Trust me, by Thursday I was at work, bro. I was at work. They had me, bro. This company had me doing some shit I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemy, bro. Because then you gotta find somebody to chill, bro. And this is, it's good work, but it's not work where I can see myself doing. So I was like, you know what, cool, boom. And I'll be honest with you, the chips was not adding up. You know what I mean? But thanks to Mr. Trump, I mind you, thanks to Mr. Trump, he sent some kind of tax relief or some kind of tax shit they made to us. Boom, that little $200 helped pay a bill, bro. That helped pay a bill, and I was like, wow, whew, thank you, God, man. Like, cause you take money, you put it down, you don't need it. Boom, you got 6 months on a check. Just take it, put it down, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's what I did. Put that check down and that paid. I mean, couple like, oh yeah, that went to her. All right, so that went to her. That and some others men that been out that month, and I'm not even hurting. Like, I mean, I'm bleeding, but I ain't hurting. It ain't hurting, but I can see a cut. But I'm like, all right, boom. Let me see now. I bust my ass. I'm first nigga at work, last nigga to leave. First nigga at work, last nigga to leave. And then I had to say to myself, bruh, fuck all that, man. Fuck all that. Like, this job is just like, boom, I gotta find a place to hide. I gotta I gotta, speak. I gotta, move around, basically. I gotta travel. I gotta be a world connoisseur. I gotta, know about Haiti, know about the Dominican Republic, know about Colombia, know about Kenya, know about Guyana. What is it? Guyana, Guyanese, and Suriname. All, like, bro, I had to learn a lot about people, bro, and this U.S. economy. I speak of that because I stopped buying clothes. I stopped, shopping for me. Right now, all I have is I came down here and I bought some pants, work, and, I figured Pop's trying to hate, but still, yeah, that's all I bought. All I ever bought was like those. I'm being honest with you, I ain't even lying either. I ain't gonna lie either. All right, so your boy hit was it Burlington Coat Factory up? He saw the what is it, the Perry Ellis or not Perry Ellis? What's his name? Hold on, man. Calvin Klein, the Calvin Klein black jeans, and I know it's probably in your store somewhere. If you look for it, you're gonna see it. Calvin Klein and that Burlington Coat Factory. I bought one of them. The shit started to fit good and it started feeling good on my body, bro. Listen, Burlington, big shouts to y'all, but you know what I mean. And I'll be honest with you. Polo made some, and I said, you know what, fuck it, it's black, just let me buy the shits. So I spent about $56 on jeans. I bought 4 of them and some other shit, all right? So $54 I spent on jeans. That's basically it. And I've been buying, like, $20 in vegetables just to, eat and survive. Bought a bag of rice, and I'm good. I'm not looking to do anything. I'm looking to just get my money up and leave fucking America. I'm trying now to, build my house. I'm trying to get out the mud. I'm not trying to stay up here. I'm not trying to worry about you or what you got going on or, anything. I just, look, I'm trying to get my ass out the mud, Not I'm not gonna lie to you. And your boy, I got a little fascination with some cars, and I I was thinking about getting one, just something cheap enough, something, get me point A to point B. But I don't want to pick that up. I don't want to do that because I got a heavy foot and I like to, speed a bit, and I'm not too good at that now. I'm like, yeah. So let me keep that. Let me get that, checked, and I'm not even gonna worry about that. So that's out of the budget. I ain't got no time to be, doing all the going to all the parties and all. But you see me outside. I'm going to get food. I'm going to get clothes. I'm just walking around. Like, that's it. I'm not. No. That's the only time you see me outside. Under these 3 occasions, going to get food, going to buy clothes, or just walking. That's it. 3 occasions. I ain't going. No. Anyway, I gotta start this business, and this business is part of a bigger platform than I think it is. And for a lot of you guys out there, like, I don't know how you survive or how you live. And if you're from anywhere other than the US, I think you're paying an electric bill. I think you're actually you they taxing our asses when we go back there. They taxing our asses for the money which we pay monthly. All right, because I seen my bill jump from from $80 to $120, and from $120 to $185. And I was like, oh wow, all right. So let me turn this computer off. Let me shut this shit down. I had to say that. Anyway, yeah, like, they're taxing us on the electric bill, and we're not really studying it as much. All right, now, if you're like me and you seem to like, hey, there's a trend going on in Barbados, and I mean, I know some people, and some people know some people. So you start like, hey, boom. I do this, I do that, boom, boom, I do this, I do that. You meet people, and you start to, feel a little confident, and you start, okay, all right, cool, that's you, sis, all right, cool, boom, let's do something. And now that I know where and how to pull up, come on, bro, you start thinking bigger. Start thinking bigger than just, that 9 to 5 that you go to. You start to say, look, that 9 to 5 is good to me. It pays my bills. It keeps me happy. I'm able to, save up. I'm able to, make my money work for me. That's what that 9 to 5 is good for you for. But you see people and you're like, damn, you gonna do me like that? Nah, I'm at work. I'm not out with you. I'm at work. I'm at work. On the weekends, don't even check for me, bro. I'm sleeping. I'm resting. I don't really care what's going on with you. Hold on, man. Let me plug my shit in. So you don't really worry about shit when you got a job, man. When you got a job, best things can happen. When you don't, that's one of the. It's not bad, but it's a shitty feeling. And then to have to, go live with somebody that, you don't want to live with, and it's kind of daunting to you, kind of like, yo, bro, I don't want to fuck with you, like, just stay away from me. I ain't got nothing to say to you. I just came, do what I got to do. Not worry about you. Boom. So then, what do you do? You got to get your own. You got to own some shit. I heard, and I'll be honest with you, I've heard that, like, it's not that much to, like, pay a couple of land tax and all that. And this must be a big. This is something I thought of on the way. But anybody up in St. Philip or anybody around Barbados, and you know somebody that's selling land, please let me know where you at and leave a comment or something like that. Because if you selling land, just holler at me. I'm looking to buy some land in Barbados. That's basically it. Because I see this vision, and I actually want this to happen. This is not something which I'm gonna, say nah, I don't know, or any of that. I just see it and I want it to happen. Anyway, back to I'm talking about shit, and it might sound like shit to y'all, but this is stuff I can actually think about now and speak about now because I'm not under nobody's thumb. And as the that Asian lady from from that show says, I got fuck you money now, so I'm actually comfortable in the shoes I'm walking in right now. I like, I like where I'm at right now. Couple months ago, your boy was living under somebody's thumb. I was like, oh wow, like damn, like boom. Now I got fuck you money. I don't have to be worried about robbing Peter, going Pierre Paul, and doing all this other shit that I shouldn't be doing. Um, shit. I'm chilling right now. I'm being honest. I'm just chilling right now. I'm not worried about a motherfucking thing. And to be a slave, it's one thing, but I feel like I let myself down because I didn't do um necessarily what I had planned, but I just found the person, no, not really the person, but people for the infrastructure to build it, and that's all I can say I really wanted now. Like, oh shit, hold on, like that's really all I can say I wanted now. I'm not really worried about you know um how it looks or anything or where it's located. I just, when I go to Barbados, I want to travel and I don't want to worry about a motherfucking thing. I'm not looking to, you know, stay with you, but if a shorty want to come over and let's talk. Let's do something. And and I'm being honest with y'all, man. Look, um, I have plans. I honestly and truly have plans, and I'm not gonna give them up. Not for anybody. And hopefully by at least next year, I'm able to, if not capable of, owning my own house or owning a few houses. And I just don't see the a way out now other than doing what I have planned to do. So I'm here with you guys. I'm gonna be locked in. Most of you guys should probably know me from other bullshit which I talked about. Y'all heard me talk about, but yeah, man, I'm locked in and I'm back at work. Your boy got a job, man. I'm not worried about a motherfucking thing right now other than getting to work on time. That's it, baby. Anyway, holla at y'all later. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we gonna discuss a part two. You know what I mean? After we get our ownership, what are we gonna do? All right, how we gonna build this out? How we gonna, get to the bread? Being honest with you, like there's times where you see people and it's like, damn, bro, like thing, but the way you be going about it is different, and I would like to share that with some people, man. Anyway, holla at y'all later. Stay safe.